Triple M Thursday Theme Train is a non-stop block of rock all rolled into one, and please stand clear.
Joining me is Laurence Houston, who you probably better know as the voice of Flinders Street Station.
Maybe a viral sensation. Maybe that's it puts the positive inflection on something that kills you. I don't know. It's just observational, isn't it? All they're experiencing is the same thing I've experienced 100 times before. You get two kinds of people. There's the people who come up and they're like, hey, I know you're working right now, but I just wanted to say hi. It's lovely to meet you and I love your work. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And then there's the guys who come up that want to talk about trains. Quite frankly, if I wasn't on the clock at the time, I'd take them to the pub and chew the fat on trains for 6 hours straight.
I love train people.
I'm working, and in that moment, they're just like, this is the train guy, and I want to talk about trains. I love steam rail. Like, I'll be in my house, and I'll be doing, like, band admin or making a coffee in the morning, and I'll hear that first whistle. I'm like, steam rail day, here we go. I'm from Wagga Wagga in New South Wales, and there's a miniature railway set up there, like a park of 8 kilometres of track or something, and all the enthusiast gunzels come and build their own steam trains and set them up, and then, so that was a staple of my childhood.
Nice.
For your safety, please stand behind the yellow line for Triple M's Thursday Theme Train unless you're dangerous like Dave.
My focus since I moved to Melbourne was just to play music, and so whatever kept a roof over my head at the time was what I wanted to do. I've worked in backpackers hostels, I worked as a removalist at Man with a Van. I went to a gig one night at Yaya's on Smith Street in Fitzroy. I'm watching this band and they're blowing me away, real Zeppelin-esque, like unbelievably awesome. They were called Catangent. Next morning I wandered into Band with the Band. It was only my second week there and the singer was just there on the couch, like groggy-eyed, like drinking a coffee. Oh my God, I just saw your band on the weekend, you guys are amazing. This guy barely raised an eyebrow to me. Man with the Band was a hotbed of like Melbourne rock musicians for ages. Sheriff were there, the Bittersweet Kicks, like all these guys were there. And then when I left Man with the Band, I went to Australia Post, so I was a postie for 6 years. Well again, Australia Post is a hotbed of musos, but also ex-footy players. Des English and Bruce Dool. Maybe it's just Carlton players, I don't know. He's the loveliest guy. Yeah. He's the loveliest dude. He's there, getting ready to go out on his round. He's about to put his helmet on, and the bandana goes on first, and you're like, oh my God, nothing has changed.
Attention passengers, here comes another Triple M Thursday Theme Train stopping all radio stations in Melbourne.
The wedding band that I was in was called Pash, like MASH, but that was like a super group of guys from like My Left Boot and Sheriff, mainly like just 80 songs. We're doing Meatloaf, I Do Anything for Love. If we're playing this song, we're doing the full 1 minute 57-second intro with the piano going nuts and the drums going solos and the guitars going yeah.
If you're going to do it properly.
Just do it right.
So Sorted Ordeal, you're launching an album When I Left Town. I hear a little bit of Caius in the band.
I think it's two main elements. It's Come Together by the Beatles, like the verses, like jun, 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 jun. And then the instrumental chorus section shamelessly pinched that from the Simpsons-themed doom band Dr. Colossus. Their song, Son of a Pig. As far as lineups go, I feel like it's an Australian tradition for the lineup of a band to have its own Wikipedia page. Like Dragon, 400 people down the list, and you're like, he served on bass from March 1982. That's exactly what Sorted's wiki page will look like one day. It'll be like that era and that era and that era. With the album recorded, we had a 12-piece choir, an Irish duo come in, uilleann pipes and fiddle on a lot of the songs. We had a full string quintet, a brass section come in for a song. I just wanted it to be like, you know what? Let's just record it the way we want to record it, and then when it comes to playing it live, we'll do what works. I like that high production record, and then just smash it when you go and play it live. I love that improvisational stuff. I think it's great.
And do you get that feeling like you're on the edge when you're doing your platform announcing?
Look, there is that element of danger. I think there's a bit of code switching goes on. Like, I know when I'm in front of one audience and when I'm in front of another.
All right, you ready? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Thursday Theme Train is about to depart from platform 105.1.
Just to go back to Voice of Flinders Station, you were seconded to Richmond Station for last weekend's extravaganza of Taylor Swift being in town.
It was electric and I loved it. It was just this collective, amazing communal event where all the people that watched those 3 gigs just came out feeling better about life. Ethereal, like they were glowing when they came out of the stadium, and it was beautiful. But the sense of solidarity that her fan base have towards each other, and the sense of community that they've, and the way that they just welcome people in. I didn't know about the friendship bracelet craze until I worked there, and these really young girls start running up and putting these friendship bracelets on my arm, and I'm trying to make announcements. I'm literally holding my arm out. I had 4 or 5 girls all lined up around my wrist, and I had like a gauntlet of friendship bracelets running halfway up to my elbow. And they were picking and choosing which ones they were going to take and which ones from their own wrist they were going to put on me, holding out my arm. And there's just this full, like, bartering, you know, Middle Eastern trade style war happening over my arm. It's amazing.
So Sorted Ordeal is your album launch for When I Left Town.
Is that all right?
Yeah.